get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Down. 13 yards remaining on second down.
Tua sets up to pass it. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. This defense for the Vikings, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
In the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, and they carried it out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded at the 43. Touchdown, Vikings! He goes 57 yards on the punt return. And the Vikings get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Tua. There's Evans again, complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
Tua's throw taken in by Evans here. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin.
Down to the 42-yard line.
It's a pickup of 6. That brings up 2nd and 4 at the Vikings 42-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Tua going to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. He completes it to Evans.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
From the 31,
Tua looking Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Buccaneers.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 in 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, and here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs.
Complete to
Mike Evans, his 14th touchdown now on the year.
And the Bucs are an extra point away from evening this one up.
And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins.
He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
1st down. Here's Cousins.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one. They'll throw again. Cousins. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
They'll run it. Here's Cook.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Open here, Adam Thielen. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 18-yard line.
Now Cousins. That is caught at the 7. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson
With touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Vikings have taken the lead.
That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to love the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll take this one up to about the 23. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd and 9, Tua. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete.
That's a nice job there, because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Tua. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Taken from just outside the 30. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
This is caught by Evans. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Airing this one out for Evans. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. And again, it's Tagovailoa. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, the goal is to get back into this game. The offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
The pass is caught by Cade Otton, and they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And he's going to have the Bucs first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long.
A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say to punt the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them. And really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first half chance.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They fake the handoff. Now Tua.
He's got Otton on the out route.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Tua sets up to pass it. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted.
And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get him next time out.
Following the interception, Cousins.
He's got the connection to Moore.
And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll go. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
These defenses have become so up. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Cousins on 1st down. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually got to pick up a holding call.
backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Cousins. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon.
And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage. Able to knock that one away.
Tua, a final shot before half. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. And how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Off the play fake, Cousins. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hockenson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Touchdown!
Justin Jefferson.
A 24-yard touchdown. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
Here comes a return from the middle of the...
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. So potentially a good chance now to answer back from the touchdown a minute ago as they get 15 yards tacked on.
It's going to give them much better starting field position, and they didn't even have to make an extra play to get it.
Cousins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Second down and goal. Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Vikings have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. And this is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
2 and now on first down. Look at Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Tampa Bay.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. J.J. Watt able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Tua going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. On first down, Tagovailoa. Evans has it left side. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one but 2 Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 7.50.
Now you're talking about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Now Tua just going to back this forward on the end around.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or either go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Tua now, 3rd and goal. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Buccaneers are able to at least get one score back. Extra point put through by Succop, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Okay, I wish I could say this from experience, but I have talked to people about this. When you've had a big return for a touchdown, the hardest thing to do the rest of the game is to make good decisions, because after you've gotten one, you expect to get another one. In this case, he needed to tamp back the enthusiasm a little bit.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. A 1st down throw for Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the 1st down.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's another 1st down and what will be a gain of 21 yards. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, the Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he goes down. The number 4 game is inside the 25. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. So another on-target this one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers.
Again, it's Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. So a decent gain there, but not their fourth consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They'd gotten into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense, but if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Johnny Mudd from 13 yards out. And the Vikings get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From deep in the end zone, and only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. This is caught by Evans. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter.
Buccaneers 14.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Tua. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Tua to throw again. Quick throw, finding Mike Evans. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 44-yard line.
And the Buccaneer first down.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. There's Evans again, complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Tampa Bay.
Tua now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. And again, it's Tagovailoa. This will be caught just inside the 10. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Mike Evans, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Bucs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out of this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
3rd down. Here's a run by Cook. And it's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Hey, we're good.
Now Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Cousins now from the 50. And that is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. That's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. To throw, Cousins. Open man is Thielen is complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Here's Cousins. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to have a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been. To a hit, and the ball is out.
And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Throwing here, Cousins. This is caught. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
Andrew Booth picks it off.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Well, this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
On the return, the Bucs take over first and 10.
Tagovailoa trying again after the pick 6. And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
Picked off by Lucine. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown. And the blowout continues. Joseph on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Makes the score Vikings 77.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Andrew Booth picks it off.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense. It's certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Danielle Hunter dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confidence.
And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Lewis Seen.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you haven't been taught.
One final try for Tagovailoa. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Vikings come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today.